I just finished pretty much the hardest challenge that I've ever done in terms of like beauty, and it was a wild ride. I just finished my challenge of doing 300 product reviews in 30 days. And let me just say, I did not do 300 product reviews, but I got pretty close. This was just a journey for me because I knew that I wanted to like declutter and get rid of so many products that I had been keeping and hoarding, thinking that I was going to regularly do reviews. I was, but then I started like prioritizing products that were like new, and then everything else just got shoved further and further back. I ended up just having so much to declutter that I was just like, you know what? Let me just make a challenge of it. Let's see how much I can get completely out of my collection or back in my collection because it's a favorite in like 30 days. So I separated out all of my products. I got to reviewing, and basically, this is what happened. Y'all. So it's been a week since I started my 300 product reviews in 30 days challenge, and I'm already failing. I have been, it's not been what I expected. Like, I'm pulling my tabs, it's really fun. I like that I'm able to get through products, but because I'm talking so much, and it's not even like that I'm talking a lot, but if you figure, I'm trying to keep the videos to a few minutes. 3 minutes is usually like the max I'm trying to do. Trying to keep the videos to 3 minutes, but then talk about the products is getting kind of rough. Like, I feel like I end up having more to say, and I just can't get through all of the reviews like the way that I want to. And so even if I'm reviewing a few products at a time, I'm talking so much that I'm having to kind of like make it its own little video, which I can't do. I should be reviewing, 10 products a day, like posting 10 product reviews a day. And I have not done that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kick it into high gear to make this work. I'm really gonna have to like get it down to like, I was about to say 30 seconds, but I don't even think 30 seconds is it, because 30 seconds times 10 products is 5 minutes already. Like, I need to be at like 15 seconds essentially. This is wild. So anyway, I am keeping track of all of the products that I talk about. And I made like a spreadsheet and everything, it's giving women in STEM, So I made like a spreadsheet of all the products here, like I'll show you. So each week, it's hard to see now, but like I wrote down the products and like what the brand is, the category, the retail price. Some stuff, is like not being sold anymore. So I just kind of estimated it based on the last price that I could find on the internet, and like what my verdict was, like whether I emptied it, decluttered it, or whatever, and what my rating was: okay, good, great, must have, and then what size it was, and then any of like my little notes. So each week I have like a review log, and then I created a summary, and it's just going to auto populate based on just like the formula, the count if formula, sum if, those kinds, just basic Excel formulas. So here is where I'm at. It's hard to see because like the window and stuff like that, but I'm going to go ahead and make my weekly recap video for short form, so y'all will hear how disappointing it is. I'm gonna try to do better. I really am. Still need thoughts and prayers. I'm always gonna need them. Okay. I'm trying to get through 300 product reviews in 30 days, and I've tracked all of the products that I've reviewed this week, and ooh Lord, I did not review enough products, but let's talk about it. So if you're new here, I'm Hanya Marie. I have a blog called Nubelease.com, and I have tons of products that I need to declutter, but I promised myself that I wasn't going to get rid of anything before I let my audience know what I think about it, and also to help me have like a full history of what I think about products, so I don't rebuy products I don't like, and I actually figure out what I do really love. So this is my weekly recap of how many products I decluttered. It was a struggle. It was a struggle. I didn't realize that I needed to do 10 product reviews per day for me to get through 300. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't realize I was going to yap so much about these products, and that's really the issue. I've had to cut down some reviews, like some review categories, because I'm yapping too much. I have different categories that I pull from, and it's like really fun to go through and find the products, but I'm talking too much, like too much. So we're going to do better, but let's get to the stats, because I'm sure y'all want to know, like, with all these like posts that I've been doing, what did I actually get to? So let's start off with total products reviewed. So for this week, I reviewed 23 products. And I know it seems like, what, girl, that's not nothing. I know, it's not. I reviewed 23 unique products. So like if I have a product that is, like, for example, a concealer, if I have 2 shades, I'm just counting that as one product, because like, obviously I don't need to count every single product, but just the unique products themselves, not necessarily like the shades, if that makes sense. Anyway, I also kept 4 products in my collection. I emptied, so the ones that I actually got completely through, 10 products, which is not bad. And I decluttered 9 products. So products that like I didn't necessarily empty, but I was just like done with because they were expired. I didn't really like them. They just had to go. In terms of verdicts, the total number of must-haves out of the 23 products, only 2. Only 2 products were really must-haves for me. Total great products, 4. I had 4 products that I think were like really great products. And then in terms of good, I always say that I feel like most beauty products are okay to good. It's really not that common that you're going to find like a great or must-have product. And that's good. You should only reserve those must-have categories for things that are really, 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 really good. So for goods, I had 6 good products and 11 just okay products, but no bad products. I didn't pull anything out of the 23 that was actually a bad product. The money is the most interesting part about all of this. So in terms of total value, the total value of products that I decluttered, $173. So out of those like 9 products that I just decided to like declutter, $173. The total value of what I kept is $160. Then the total value of empties, products that I've used up, $244. So for the week 1 total, the total value of products that I reviewed in 1 week was $577. $577 in 1 week from just 23 products. And I know I've got 300 products to review. Oh my gosh. How much money is that? And like, what could I have done with all that money? Let's just not think about it. Come back week 2. I've already done some reviews. I'm really locking in because we have got to get through these 300 products. Like, I'm not even sure if it is 300. It's probably more than 300 products. Y'all saw the intro video. It's a mess. We're going to get through it though. Follow my page so that you can see all of this like chaos of me trying to do these reviews and hopefully not talk so much so I can actually get through them. Not me still talking too much, even in the recap video. I'll get better because as I continue to like talk to the camera, this is still, I've just passed 1 year, by the way, 1 year of being consistent on social media for the 3rd time because I've tried to be on social media many times and like, yeah, it's been a lot of work for the first year, like being really consistent, but also I still haven't gotten into the groove of like being able to just like turn on the camera and be like, boop, 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 and do like a 30-second video and be really fast. I want to get to a more efficient place because I want to not take as much time to like film and do all that stuff, but I'm working on it. So like I was saying, I really was trying to get myself together week 1. I was doing too much talking. I didn't realize, looking at my notes here, like I didn't realize that I only have like a little bit of time to talk about each product. I can't spend as much time as I'm used to talking about texture and feel and wear time and like comparisons to other things. Like when I'm trying to get through products, I just need to say like, what is the most important pieces of it? Things like, do I feel like it is good for this type of skin? Or do I feel like you get a lot of product or that it works well with makeup? Like things like that. It was rough. Like I was saying so much and I was trying to squeeze it into a small like time frame and I had to cut. I was doing a lot of part 1, part 2s. It was just a lot. So week 1 was definitely stressful, but I think I got into a little bit better of a groove for week 2. Whew, okay, so it's time for another weekly recap. So yeah, I did really good though. I feel like I did a lot better. So I'm gonna go through, it's hard to see, but I'm gonna go through all of the totals. Y'all can watch me, but I can say I did break 50 products, 50 reviews. So I'm excited about that. I still need to be at like 70, but and even more now that like I've only got a few weeks left, but we made progress, like double, pretty much, yeah, like double from last week. So yeah. Okay, yeah, let's get into it. It's the end of week 2 and I did so much better. If you're new here, I am doing 300 product reviews in 30 days. The first week was pretty much a fail, but that's okay because I ended up reviewing quite a few products. Like I have been keeping track of it. Like week 1, I ended up reviewing $577 worth of products. And this week, I almost doubled it, which is wild. So let's just go through it. So I ended up doing 53 product reviews this week. Okay, so like that is double from where I was. I was at 23 last week and now I'm at 53. So did pretty good there. I ended up having 17 keep products, 12 products that I emptied, and then declutters, I did 24 products. And then for must-haves, I had quite a few, 7 products that I consider must-haves. And then for products that I felt like were great, I had about 10 products. 16 products I thought were good, just good. And then in terms of okay products, 18 products. I always say that like I think most beauty products are going to be in the okay to good category. It's really hard to get like a product that is going to wow you, that's going to be like a great product or a must-have. And then I ended up having 2 bad products, like products that I was just like, no, this is just not a good product. It's bad. It's got to go. For week 2, though, I ended up decluttering $414.40. I ended up keeping about $320.85, and I ended up emptying $173.91. So for week 2, I reviewed in total $909.16. Wow. Like out of the 53 products, I reviewed almost $1,000 worth of products. That's wild. And then total for the 2 weeks, I reviewed almost $1,500 of products already. And I don't even think that I'm like a third of the way. I feel like I'm at a quarter of the way maybe at this point. So we still got some work to do. I still need to amp it up and do lots of reviews, but stick around because I'm still going to try to do it. Like I'm not out of the game yet. I'm going to try to get through 300 products in 30 days. So yeah, thoughts. Tell me, how many products or how much do you think that you use? Like in a week, what is the total value of products that you feel like you use? Like, do you feel like, oh, for my day-to-day like beauty routine, I use like $100 worth of products, $500 worth of products. Like it's wild. Let me know your guesses. Stick around and we have more reviews coming. For week 2, it was much better. I reviewed over 50 products for that week. Yeah, I knew I needed to do a lot more to get to 300 because I was 2 weeks in and I had not even done 100 product reviews yet. Yeah, I had to like kick it in the high gear. Let's get into the week 3 recap. So for week 3, I reviewed 86 products and that totaled to $1,334.64. Go ahead and give me my flowers in the chat because you know what? I actually did it this week. I reviewed 86 products, which is wild. Like I knew that I was going to have to step it up and I stepped it up. Okay, so let's just run down everything. I reviewed 86 products this week. That was keeps. I did about 68 products kept, which was a lot because I did like a lot of travel size products that I love that I'm keeping in my collection. And then I emptied only 8 products, which is not that great. But again, it's like things that I was considering like my must haves for travel, for skincare, body care, makeup. If you want to see all those reviews, they're already posted on my page, but I'm keeping most of the products. So on my must haves list was 16 products, which, you know, it makes sense for sure. There were 35 great products, 24 good products, 11 products that were just okay, and then about no bad products. Oh my God, I didn't have any here. I didn't have any bad products this week and none that I needed to like re-review. The most interesting part of this is the cost associated with all of this. I was thinking that like travel size products were going to be like less expensive, but a lot of my travel size products are pretty expensive, like $20, $25. So yeah, the total got pretty big. I also decluttered only 400 so products because I kept about $1,061 worth of products. So yeah, but I did manage to get $500 or so out of my collection. So my grand total for 3 weeks, I reviewed 162 products and about $2,800 worth of product. Wow. I still got one more week left. Let's see how far I can get. I know I can like really amp it up. 86 products, no, 82 products was a lot to do in a week, but I feel like I can do it again. I feel like I can get pretty close to the 300 goal. Stick around. I've got tons more reviews coming, and I'll see you next week. So for week 3, things got even better. I reviewed over 80 products for that week. And it was funny because I actually was able to get through a lot of products because I had recently come back from a little short trip. I had all of my like travel size bags, like my skincare, makeup, like body care, all of that stuff. And I was able to get through the products really fast. I also learned that, you know what, other than regular hoarding full size products, I also hoard mini products. I end up traveling with like a bunch of serums, a bunch of fragrances, like different shower and body care things. And it's just like a little bit too much. Like I'm going to need to come back to that. I did take some products out of my travel containers because it was just too much. But I know that like for travel, I tend to like use products differently depending on the day. Like if I'm doing the travel day, I want different products than my being outside all day, like in my destination products. It just becomes like a whole thing. And I just like throw things in my bags. Whatever can fit is what I end up taking. I'll figure that out later. And I have done a good job. Like I said, I took out some products that I didn't need to have in my travel containers. But the thing that did happen though, it helped me. It helped me get through 80 plus products. I did a lot of like lashes and a lot of like body care travel, like I was saying, and it was so much better. I kind of got into a groove because I was like, okay, I know that I need to talk fast. At that point, I'm like, okay, I know I have like 10 seconds per product to just really say what I feel about it and then move on. I knew that I needed to bring it home for week 4 so I could get as close as possible. I felt like I could get pretty close, and I did. Let's look at the week 4 recap. Okay, so I need to record week 4. I've got all of my totals here, so let's see what we can do. I feel like my lighting is a little weird because the lighting keeps going in and out outside. Outside, the lighting keeps going up and down like natural lighting. So I'm going to have to just depend on like my artificial lighting. So I hope I don't look too weird. Ladies and gentle ladies, we are at week 4. This is the end, the last week of my 300 product reviews in 30 days challenge. I reviewed a lot this week. Let's get to the totals because I shocked myself. I reviewed a total of 129 products this week, which is wild. I feel like it was a blur really because I was just going through as much as I possibly could in the little time that I had. I still have so many declutters to get through, like decluttered products or products I'm ready to talk about, but I just couldn't fit it into the entire week. So I'm not sure if I made it to the 300 reviews. I haven't gotten that far, but I'll let you know. Let's talk about week 4 though. For week 4, I had 30 products that I decided to keep in my collection. 28 products were empties that I completely finished. 70 products were decluttered. So like I either finished them up or was just like over it, didn't like the products, what have you. I had 6 must-haves. 35 products were great products. 41 products were good products, which makes sense. A lot of the products that I had that were like declutters and empties are usually like good products or great products that I love. 42 products were just okay. And then unfortunately I had like 5 products that were just like, that were just bad. I couldn't do it. So the total value for the week of keeps, $615 worth of products that I decided to keep in my collection. And then about $1,073 of products that were decluttered. And then $280 of empty products. So that's the amount of product that I use. And then the total amount of products that's just like out of my collection at this point, $1,353. Okay, but the really big part is how much did I review in week 4? If I reviewed $129, not dollars, I reviewed $1,988 worth of products this week. That is insane. Can you see it? That is insane. Almost $2,000 worth of product from 129 product reviews. This has been a wild ride. The week 4 was like the most successful week, but also it's the end. So I'll have to see. I'm going to calculate all the totals of the products throughout the entire 30 days, 4-week challenge, and I'll be back to tell you what my grand totals are. Okay, I hope that worked. I just feel like my lighting is so bright, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll be back with my grand totals video at some point. If I had that same week 4 energy at the start, I definitely would have got this challenge like 300 products, no problem. This was so much work. Like, it was wild with how I had to, record and then try to edit. I ended up having to do part 1, part 2, sometimes up to 4 parts just to get through one category. One, because I was just being too yappy, but then also just because there were so many products. So in total, I reviewed 291 products that was worth a total of $4,808.80. About 59% of those products were completely decluttered, and about 41% of the products stayed in my collection. The top brands that I reviewed, or the brands I reviewed the most, was NYX Cosmetics, Sol de Janeiro, Maybelline, Kiehl's, and Clinique, which totally makes sense. These are like some of my favorite brands. And pretty much the products stayed within the like okay to great category. There was only a few bad products, and there was a handful of must-haves that I ended up doing a completely separate video on just to show like the amount of must-haves that I have in my collection. Really, the fastest to film were like sunscreens because I knew how I felt about them. Like I said, I had done like a whole sunscreen challenge like earlier in the year. So I was pretty like familiar with what worked and what didn't. And at the end of the day, like, is it greasy and does it have a white cast? Like, that's pretty much where I'm at with sunscreens. The most exhausting, or what took the longest, and that I couldn't quite get into like a succinct, quick video, was skincare. Basically, anything skincare, because it's so personal and like the results and how it feels, and like just how easy it is to use. Like, there's just so much nuance with skincare that it's like really hard for me to like speak about it and be really quick about it. And I just learned that, one, I love beauty products. Two, I want to continue to try. I also want to do better with explaining using my words when I'm talking about products so that I can be the most helpful for me and for you. Because if I can describe a product and give you a sense of what it feels like, what it would look like, and how it would best work, I just feel like that could save us so much time, so much money. That's like the whole point of my community that I want to build, is to be able to be helpful. So I learned that there's more work that I need to do in terms of that. And really, the whole challenge just made me remember, just like always, that, beauty is something that is personal, but also is a shared experience. So it's like you can feel a certain way about a product, but there's also like, the community of other people that may love the product just as much as you, or may see it differently. And I love having that conversation. And it was really helpful to hear other people say like, oh yeah, I love this product, or this didn't work for me because of this type of reason, like my skin type or the tone, or I couldn't find a shade. I saw a lot of beauties talk about, especially brown and black beauties, talk about how they liked a certain product, but they couldn't find the right shade. And that's something that happens to me all the time. Anyway, this was just a great learning experience. And so I wanted to wrap it all up in a bow and do like a little video like this. I will continue to do beauty declutters and sort of, I guess I'm considering it like a beauty audit. Anytime I have products, I got tons more products, I'm just going to keep reviewing them. Do you hoard beauty products like I do? Am I reformed? I'm going to try to become a reformed beauty hoarder. And let me know your thoughts in general. Follow at Nubelease on all social media platforms at Nubelease, and join my newsletter email list on Nubelease.com. I send lots of other specific things like, beauty news, beauty sales, all the good stuff. And I will see you next time.